Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Wild Your Garden. And in this video I want to talk to you about a very important message. I feel it's one that crops up all the time in the autumn months. As we now get into September, we head towards the autumn time and our hedgerows and everything else become to be obliterated by agricultural machinery. Now, I appreciate many people have to maintain hedgerows for whether it's width restrictions on roads, whether it's public access, all the rest of it. However, I want to just show you now for 2 seconds why I think it's absolutely vital that you spread the message to anybody who owns any land near you, anybody who has any kind of respect for the natural world, and please implore that they do not cut their hedgerows at this time of year, because look at this. Don't know how well the video will pick it out. I'll put some clips in. I am at, I would say, the most prolifically buried hedgerow I think I've ever seen in my life. I've just come to do a consultation here in this part of Somerset where I am, but this hedge, I just could not pass the opportunity to show you this hedgerow that's absolutely laden with everything. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Blackberries, that's one. I'm not going to pick the hawthorn berries, but look, it's absolutely just a red cascade. Slowberries, obviously good for making gin. But I'll tell you why it's an important message, because these berries are just coming out. They're just coming into their prime. The blackberries are delicious, I can assure you. But these berries are an absolutely vital resource for so many of our birds, mammals, everything else that will need these berries to survive through the winter months. And the trouble is, now is often a time where we start to see flail mowers on the back of tractors coming in, smashing hedgerows in our countryside, to the absolute detriment of the wildlife, particularly the autumn visiting birds such as field fares, blackbirds from the continent, redwings, waxwings. So many birds will eat the berries that are absolutely laden on these hedgerows. And just in this couple of square metres, we've got blackberries, we've got sloes, we've got hawthorn berries. A bit further down, there are dogwood berries. There are cobnuts, or hazelnuts as they are known, on the hazel trees. So it's absolutely, elderberries as well. It's just covered in food, which is a wonderful resource for our wildlife. Now, it's not very often you get to see hedgerows like this. And if I just turn this way a little bit more, you can see this wonderful owner has left these hedgerows on this side. They are flailed on the other side by the farmer, but they're just so overgrown. But that's perfect, absolutely brilliant for birds like bullfinches. Bullfinches are a bird, they're quite a secretive bird. They're a bird of overgrown dense hedgerows like this, and this is absolutely just perfect for them. And you can see, just stretching off into distance, more slow berries there. These hedgerows are an absolutely vital resource. And my argument is, I know, landowners will say, yes, well, we lose X amount in a field per hedge, for hedgerows or from hedgerows if we do not cut them back. But actually, these hedgerows, they're not going to get any bigger. And the fence line is just here, you can see just behind me. And the encroachment from that is a metre and a half, maybe 2 metres from that sloe bush, or the blackthorn over there that's providing those slowberries. So my argument is, why should we be flailing our hedgerows at all? Why not just accept that we could have slightly wider margins to our fields, which will be more productive, because these hedgerows, not only are they providing vital resources in terms of berries, but earlier on in the year, blackthorn is is probably the earliest, in fact, it is the earliest flowering shrub, native shrub in the UK, pretty much, apart from gorse, which flowers sporadically. And blackthorn blossom is just incredible for bees, early emerging bees in particular, and early emerging things like green vein white, small white butterflies, lots of other insects. So actually the flowers of these, and then the hawthorn, obviously May blossom, which I've done videos on previously, is again just almost second to none at the right time of year, just absolutely buzzing. I'll put a link in at the end of this video to hawthorn and the flowers of it, which are just alive with thousands of insects for a few weeks in May. Then of course you've got the blackberries. Well, brambles are one of the best nectar sources for our kind of midsummer insects. So particularly in a woodland setting, things like silver-washed fritillaries, white admirals, but you get all your kind of speckled woods, commas, all the more regular species using them as well. Gatekeepers, meadow browns, almost everything will nectar on bramble, and they are absolutely brilliant. Not only that, these brambles are providing great cover for nesting birds as well. And the dogwoods, which flower earlier on as well, the elder, which flower earlier on as well, these are all only going to flower if we're not flailing them back. Quite often they need a previous year's growth to flower on the following year. So by flailing year after year after year, so many of our hedgerows will not get the chance to flower and therefore not berry. So I don't know about you, I know which one I'd rather look at. Nice, neat, square, boxy hedgerows, or this lot. It's just an absolute wealth of colours. I mean, look at the amount of berries on this, just this one single slow stem, or this blackthorn stem. It's just phenomenal. There's probably 200 or 300 berries there on one branch. So my point is this: we need to be actively doing less, if I can say it in any other way. We need to be allowing spaces like this. We need to let our hedges grow. And something else I've just noticed, which I did meant to mention to you, it's full of ivy as well, which is just coming into flower, or just coming, the buds are just coming out now. So very soon that'll be flowering. The ivy, of course, is the secondary larval food plant for the holly blue butterfly. The holly blue has 2 broods a year here in the UK, and the autumn brood will lay their eggs on ivy flowers. So ivy flowers, story for another day. It's well worthy of a video of its own right, that is. So I will be coming on and covering ivy in due course. But my point today is that we need to be promoting, like I say, doing less, not flailing our hedgerows. Just leave them alone. You know, hawthorns and blackthorns and dogwood and hazel and guelder rose and holly and spindle, they're not massive trees. They're sort of small to medium trees, so they don't get bigger than this. So where is the harm in accepting the fact we need to just not have quite as much crop right up to the edges of our fields? We need to let these trees and shrubs grow. Just leave them alone. They will fall over, sure, if they need to have a branch taken off or, you know, maintained in any way, then that's fine. If they collapse, blackthorn is notorious for collapsing when it gets pretty old. But unless we do that, unless we start to let areas like this grow and come back, we're going to lose bullfinches. Turtle doves are another lover of scrubby hedgerows and scruffy hedgerows like this. So, and it's just so rare for me, even travelling the width and breadth of the UK, doing what I do for a living, I very rarely see hedgerows that are just untouched like this, where you've got collapsing deadwood, which is good for beetles, which is good for other insects as well. It's just an absolute delight to see, and I hope that by watching this video today, you've got some idea as to the importance that our hedgerows, and of course the UK is renowned for its hedgerows since the Enclosures Act back in, or many centuries ago, where we divided parcels of land and we used hedgerows for maintaining livestock or sort of holding livestock and sort of dividing up the land. So very unique. But of course, we need to let them just live a little. We need to let them grow so that they can provide this absolute smorgasbord of food for so many things. And of course, you know, wood mice, things like that will be up there eating the berries as well, along with wasps when they start to go overripe. You know, it's endless how many species of wildlife will be in these hedgerows throughout the course of a year. So if you do nothing else, please, anybody you know who's got land, who's got hedgerows, try and persuade them not to cut off all the fruit at this time of year. I cannot sing loudly or shout loudly enough about this. It just breaks my heart to see things like this smashed to bits, which no doubt we will do, and no doubt you'll say you've seen, as I have over the years. But please, the way to overcome it is to raise awareness, to just show people this video, show people what can happen if we give nature a chance. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be sure to bring you many more videos on all the ways in which you can help wildlife in videos to come. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.